Redemption Church Denver wanted to make an announcement regarding this upcoming Sunday. We are canceling our Sunday large gathering, and instead we're replacing it with a live stream. So that's the news. Instead of coming to our new location on Sunday morning, come to your own couch and turn on your computer or grab your app of choice, which is our app, and turn on the live stream at 9:30. There will be a band, which we normally have with Zach. You'll meet him. And there will be a sermon from me. And we're really going to try and get as close to our large gathering as possible. But instead, we're just going to be using technology to do it. Now, this is in accord with the recommendations from Denver Public Schools, from the governor, and from the mayor. And this is one of those opportunities that we have as a church to make a small sacrifice in a way that really helps us love our neighbors and participate with something that's really pretty hard on a lot of people that's happening in our community right now. This is a small thing that we can do that can make this less hard, we hope. So this is an opportunity for us to be in this with our city. And that's something that's really important for us to have as a posture. So as far as the live stream, you'll be able to find that on the website and the app. We are allowing redemption groups to make that decision for yourself. We haven't had any recommendations to cut off gatherings that are around the size of redemption groups, which are in that 10-person range. And so we're going to leave that to the discretion of the redemption group leaders. If you're meeting in their home, it will be their call. Now, this is about some things that we aren't able to do as a church. I said a couple of weeks ago that I don't come and announce every 3 months that we're changing our location. As it turns out, I kind of do, and maybe even more frequently than that. But we also want to be able to focus on trusting in the sovereignty of God over a situation like this, that he has good things for us and even for our city amidst a crisis like this. And us as Christians, it's so important to have our hearts set on the hope that God is in control of a situation that seems, if you get obsessed with statistics and the data, that it is just going totally out of control. I think from our perspective, it may be, but from God's perspective, it isn't. And so some things that we're able to do because of this that we weren't able to do before, one of them is let's regain our homes and our households as centers of worship. You know, this is an opportunity for us to practice this as a church. Because our normal rhythms are being interrupted, we're able to gather together as our families in our households and really say, you know what, this is a place of worship. And so, fathers, I want to commend you. You know, set a tone of worship in your homes today. If you're living with roommates, you know, what if you gathered around? What a great way to invite someone to church for the first time. Let's just sit on the couch. You know, this does not have to be holding back the Great Commission. This could be a way that God has planned to spread his gospel that just goes beyond our imagination. When our normal rhythms get interrupted like this, it's a great opportunity to assess them and say, what in those was idolatrous and what can be changed here that can be regained for the glory of God in our lives. Another thing that we want to commit to through this time is really praying for our city. We've said from the beginning that we want to be a body that moves out into our community in love and care for our city. This is an opportunity for us to do that in tangible ways. And the first thing we need to do is pray for our city. Our city is sending out a gigantic, very clear prayer request right now. In fact, the whole world is. So let's tune ourselves in to the only one who can really cure this, the one who promises and names himself as our healer. Let's trust him. Let's take him at his word for that. And lastly, there's a real tone of anxiety that's just moving through our culture. And we can be driven by anxiety and fear. In fact, it can even seem like, oh, we're canceling services. Everybody's panicking more than they should be. This isn't a panic move. This is an opportunity to tangibly love our neighbors, be in this with our city, become a part of a solution. And we have a hope that extends beyond what we can see. And this is the very type of thing that Paul talks about in 2 Corinthians. So I'll just close with these verses. He says, "So we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. For this light momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal." What is our hope in this? That this, which seems anything other than light and momentary, in the perspective of the kingdom that is to come, which is our hope as Christians, we can look at this and say, it really is light and momentary. And so we're going to place our hope in the kingdom that's to come, in which everyone will be healed, all the tears will be wiped away. And let's see, how can we share that hope and live from the place of that hope, so that that future kingdom stretches back into this present moment by the church. That's what we're here to do. That's our hope for what our community can mean to our city. Let's make it good news that the gospel is still true, even amidst times like this. So we look forward to gathering with you online over likely the next couple of weeks, although we'll continue to make announcements regarding each Sunday. Let's pray for our city, and now is still a time that it's great to be giving to your church. So while you're on the website and in the app, notice the links are pretty close by. We look forward to gathering again. We will gather again in person, but for now, at this time, let's love our city by gathering small while we gather large.